Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve pour la suite de notre aventure sur Hitman 3. La fois précédente, on a fait la mission à Dubaï et là on se retrouve à Dartmoor et on va faire la mission Mort dans la famille.
She came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlyle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Bon bah voilà, on a vu le briefing, on doit éliminer Alexa Carlisle et trouver le dossier. Côté préparation, bah tout est déjà fait par défaut je pense. On va prendre celui-là, Cyberballer 2. Et on est parti.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her three adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Ok, c'est parti. Ouais, ça a l'air immense ici. Hein. Oh là là.
This is a private area. Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an
Prendre son
opportunity
identité
to
et en
get
profiter
close
pour
to
vous
Madame
rapprocher d'elle.
Carlyle.
Ok, on va suivre cette intrigue. On peut passer par où là? Par là, je suppose. Ça a l'air immense. Oh là là. Je passe de l'autre côté.
I think so. A funeral is a big event. A lot of people imagine for life. If you follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madam's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary.
Il y a du monde.
And all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Il y a du monde, ça va être chaud.
This is what I need.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about those texts.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. And that stuff from your ex was like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought she was gonna read into them and freak out. Say I must have done something to provoke her.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Ok. On de le suivre, mais je rentre comment? Par là. Il y a du monde, oh là là. Déguisez-vous. Ok, faut que je la tire. Nickel. Voilà. On se déguise. Retrouver Alexa dans le hall. Parfait.
Mr. Whitman, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
Ok, on va suivre le majordome, c'est parti.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Ah ouais.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, So please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room. To my right.
Ok, c'est parti.
A locked room murder mystery 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
Fouiller la chambre de Zachary.
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Pareil photo.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
Ok. Non, s'asseoir, doit non. Faut faire quoi là? Ah, le verre. Ok. Y'a rien d'autre?
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
Un ordinateur portable dans la chambre de Zachary où on peut voir que celui-ci voulait acheter une paire de Wellington. Ok. Et après? Y'a rien d'autre après? Y'a rien. Fouiller la chambre, y'a rien à fouiller aussi. Je vais m'asseoir, hop. Ça sert à rien. Y'a rien.
I'm sure there's more to find in Zachary's room.
Cache un indice. Y'a aucun indice. Ah.
Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample.
Lettre de suicide. Ok. Je suis hanté par des choix abominables du passé. Leurs conséquences dévorantes.
Of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
Ah, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Yes.
A hidden door.
It's a secret
Voilà.
passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside.
Espionner. Oula.
A photocopy of the floor
Copie de plan.
plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Ok. Demandez plus d'informations au majordome. Je redescends en bas. Je sais même pas par où on descend.
Hello, sir.
Ok.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I've prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Ok.
This is very useful information, 47. So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Interroger les suspects et fouiller les lieux d'intérêt. Je sens que ça va être très très long.
What about restaurants? You like food? I know some great places. You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice. Spend a few bucks. A girl like you deserves that.
I don't know.
Talk later, okay?
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Ok, c'est tout. Ça c'est bon. Regardez la carte vite fait. C'est immense. C'est quoi ici? Toilette.
He was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like
C'est
shit.
pas un suspect, lui?
All he
Non.
wanted to do was play his stupid video games. Never any romance. I deserve romance.
Cuisine.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting. and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants,
Whoa.
Mother, and the staff.
50
all the
ans.
company he had. If that's all,
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Ok, ça c'est bon. J'allais voir Rebecca, il m'a dit. Je sais même pas où elle est. Peut-être elle, c'est qui ça? Ah, c'est elle, c'est sûr.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell
Ah,
me
non,
where
même
you
pas.
were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Ok, c'est bon pour elle, non?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and Mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger ball. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Ok. Ça va être très long cet épisode, je le sens. C'est quoi sur la carte là que j'ai? Je peux pas zoomer. Faut que je prenne en photo. Ok. Non, même pas. Bah si, il faut que je prenne en photo, non? Info appareil photo. Ouais, c'est ça. Pas du tout. Là il y a un truc aussi, non? C'est dehors peut-être. Faut que je retourne dans la pièce là-bas du coup. Alors. Il y a un truc ici. Discours scanné. Ok. Putain, c'est immense. C'est incroyable.
Rebecca Carlyle,
Ah,
can
c'est
you
elle.
tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort overstaying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
Ok, c'est bon. Documents assemblés par Rebecca mentionnant divers transferts récents d'actifs appartenant à la branche média des Carlis. On y trouve des noms de nombreux transferts non autorisés de fonds et de privilèges. Ok. Ça c'est bon.
Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Of course.
D'après les gardes du corps, Rebecca et Monsieur le majordome ont tous deux reçu un jeton de... Ok. En combinant les jetons, on peut accéder à un coffre particulier de la banque. Celui-ci contiendra une copie du dossier. Ah ouais, Rebecca et le majordome. Très très bien.
I don't know.
Il me reste quoi à faire hein? Je monte à l'étage. Faut que j'aille ici. Putain, ça va être long, oh lolo.
Oh, I'd love to tell.
I
So I
should
think,
probably... right.
yeah,
Go.
Sorry. That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Comment je fais pour y aller? Par là, je suppose. Ok, là il n'y a personne. Là on a quelque chose. Des chaussures et des empreintes trouvées dans la chambre d'Emma et Grégory. C'est quoi ça?
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Ok. Ça c'est bon, il reste là. Okay. Tout droit.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
On va leur faire pareil, c'est sûr. Que c'est fermé. Chambre de Rebecca.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Renseignements. C'est notre concerne divers actifs appartenant. On a déjà vu ça. C'est tout. Ah, il y a un truc. Yes. Il y a des trous partout, c'est bizarre ça. Et il n'y a rien d'autre là.
Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist?
Oula, où je suis là? Je suis dans une pièce de fou là.
My preliminary assessment is that they are gone.
I don't need assessments, I need absolute confirmation. That's why you're here.
I did request the documentation, but it will take a while, considering the time difference.
You don't request, you demand! How Yeats could semi someone like you is beyond me.
Ouais, je sais pas.
Excuse me?
Il va venir ou pas?
Ah, cool.
Ok. Merde. Pourquoi il est rentré dans le truc? Bon, on va pouvoir fouiller là. Examiner.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
Ok. C'est tout. J'ai pas du tout avancé avec ces conneries.
How are you, sir?
Je suis retourné au point de départ. Fouiller les lieux d'intérêt, bah mais... Aïe 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 aïe. Là il y a un truc là. Juste à ma gauche. Bouton mystérieux, quoi? Objet manquant. Oh, il y a un truc ici. Ah ouais.
Right. I'm serious. I have a friend who's a model. She says that's the sweet, sweet life. You should come and stay at my place in London. We can have her come over. Give you some tips.
I'm quite happy here, thanks.
Ah, c'est chiant, je sais pas, faut aller où. Aïe aïe aïe. Y'a quoi là?
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Ah. Peut-être ici. Hein. Quoi? C'est fermé. Pas moyen d'entrer. Comment je rentre là-dedans? J'ai pas de crochet. Ok.
41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time.
Ça, y a un truc ici. Ah mais comment je rentre là-dedans moi aussi? Pied de biche, ouais. Bah non, je peux pas. Hein.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Life can be tough
Tiens, tiens,
sometimes.
tiens, comme
Alexa
par
back
hasard, un
from the
pied de
dead, a
biche.
make-believe funeral, a murder mystery.
Parfait. Je sais pas si ça sert à quoi, mais bon. Bon, ça sert à rien. Ok. Passe-partout. Parfait. Quoi ça?
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was
Belle
about to
trouvaille.
confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself.
Ok, très bien.
Painkiller. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your
Ah, c'est bon,
findings.
on a fini.
Unless,
Yes.
of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Alors, on va s'arrêter, j'en ai marre.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Ce fut très très long cette enquête. Quand tu connais pas la map, c'est chiant.
Sir.
All right there.
Ok. Encore un nouvel étage. C'est immense, c'est incroyable.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Do you know if any new staff has started within the last week?
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47. Now, go
Ok.
claim your reward.
On a fini l'intrigue.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
Alors,
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. That must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it.
Yes.
The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting. I need some privacy. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Ok.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
Bon bah c'est parti. Hein. Je vais juste regarder les défis vite fait. Pas un défi. Assassinat. Corde à piano. Ok, c'est parti. On va l'éliminer. Et voilà.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Parfait. Je vais trouver ça, la sortie. Attends, c'était par où? Par là, non? C'est tellement grand, je suis perdu. C'était où? Par là. Je trouve une sortie, mais il n'y en a qu'une, je crois. Ouais. Bon, voilà. Ce fut très très long, mais bon. Oula. Apparemment c'est parti en couille. Ok, c'est parti. Ok, on a encore fait pas mal de défis. Assassin silencieux, excellent. Oh, nouveau pistolet. Crochet.
Don't respond, just listen. Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Oh, il est blessé, c'était sûr.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
Over here! Cover me!
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on? overconfident to start running.
Ah ouais.
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I'll look forward to your call.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all that's left now.
Bon voilà, on en a fini avec cet épisode. Il était très long. Il n'y avait pas beaucoup d'action, donc c'était une très longue enquête. Et au final, bah, on a éliminé la cible juste en la poussant du balcon là. Donc voilà, on verra la suite dans le prochain épisode. J'espère en tout cas que celui-ci vous a plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à liker la vidéo et à vous abonner à la chaîne. Et moi je vous dis à très bientôt pour la suite. Ciao tout le monde.